Now, believe it or not, Calvin Coolidge held solo press conferences, 407 solo press conferences. Mm-hmm. Franklin Roosevelt held 881. Of course, he was president for almost 4 terms. Harry Truman held 308. Dwight began to pull it down, 192. JFK, 65. Lyndon Johnson, 135. Richard Nixon, 29. Jerry Ford, in a mere 2.5 years, did 36 press conferences. Jimmy Carter did 52. Ronald Reagan really ramped it down to 15. George H.W. Bush took it up to 94. Bill Clinton took it down to 59. W. took it up to 49. Barack Obama, 64. Donald Trump, 44. Joe Biden, in his 4th year, has done 14, including a grand total of 3 press conferences, his most recent one being in Vietnam on September 10th. He started to do one in December, but somebody asked him about Hunter and he left. What do you think about that?
What I think is that we would be hearing any press corps that was designed to do its job clamoring on a daily basis about the entire absence of the president, who everyone maintains, who's backing him, that he's such a passionate guy. He's a hard worker. The idea that forgive all of his little stumbles and foibles. He's someone who's just so dedicated, and he's out there, all the time, working for the American people. They would be clamoring to say, okay, well, have him talk to us for 15 minutes. Have him talk to us, just one-on-one. Let him take some questions. And instead, I think that what you've seen is a media that is completely incapable of doing the job of demanding the kind of things that I think Americans deserve in terms of answers from this White House on so many different fronts. And, particularly on the border issue, where they've been allowed to skate for so long with Karine Jean-Pierre, protecting the shield, protecting the White House, as best she can, with these absolute lies that have been shared at the podium of the White House press briefing room. It's just abhorrent to hear.
I have a KJP theory, Ben, which is they went out and found the worst press secretary possible to divert attention from the fact that the president doesn't show up ever.
Yeah, no, I think there's some merit to that. Just saying, let's find someone who's really bad at their job so that they can just, basically use the, I just don't know excuse over and over and over again. It's abhorrent. It's absurd. It's one of these things that I think is just, people underestimate how much this has damaged the claims of the White House when it comes to trying to run around the normalcy agenda again. That Donald Trump is a force of chaos and that we are the force of normalcy. Well, this doesn't feel normal, and it isn't normal. And as you just laid out, historically, it's completely abnormal. And I would just like to point out once again, as a big fan of Silent Cal, he was actually quite the wordsmith. And the rumors about his unwillingness to sort of speak to people are completely ill-founded.
Have you ever read Amity Schleye's book on Silent Cal?
Yes, it's a great book.
Yeah.
And also I would encourage people to read his own writings and his own speeches, because the guy could talk. And so the thing that we're dealing with right now is, Grandpa's not coming down to answer any questions. And it's something that I think is, not going to be sustainable going forward. And it's why people are so concerned about the possibility of a Kamala Harris presidency sooner rather than later.